I wanted to do a real quick update about the Freedom USB package and then kind of get into lesson number 7. To get back into this, the Freedom USB package. This is the update that I want to let people know. Everything you see here on the screen, you will get. I will pull it up on my screen so I can make sure I can read it to everybody. But the initial student instructions, recommendations, all the private lessons and documents, all the public lessons and documents, instructions and videos about the long and short form birth certificate authentication, and the DBA they're doing business as. You would be added to a private Telegram group with current and former KL students. If you are a current or former KL student and you're not in the group, you can email me at the information below so you can get added to the group. But right now there's 175 people in that group, current and former students that are all helping each other out. Again, this is everything you're going to need to do before reaching out to KL for the final process. The USB itself is $500 donation. And then once you complete everything that's needed on your own from the USB, and of course you got help and support from the Telegram group community, and you can reach out to KL if you need to. The second part of it, when you reach out to KL for the paperwork, would be $1,000. Previously, we had an $800 price. That's changed to $1,000, and I just wanted to update people. So the total cost after it's all said and done would be $1,500, but you could pay the $500 first and then contact KL. He can work out payment arrangements with you if need be. I know you've done that before. Do you have anything that you want to add in regards to the Freedom USB package, my friend?
Well, just to explain, additional costs are really strictly because I had to hire an assistant because there's been such a demand across the country and the world to try to get out from under the thumb of government. So Chris has met me in person. He'll tell you, I'm not in this for the money. I'm trying to help people on their own journey. And I try to do things as economically as possible, but there is work involved, especially for me on my end, as I have to prepare and write all the paperwork. So, I believe that I have something to offer people, especially ones that want to be finally free of government and govern themselves.
I 100% agree. I will say, though, that people don't really truly value something that's free, which is another reason, too, is you've been accumulating wisdom, information, and data 30 plus years in putting this together. And in the process of your 30 plus years of doing that, you were doing the same thing. You were paying other people to go to seminars for their courses. So you've put a lot of your own into this as well. And time is our most valuable asset, because there's been a few people that reached out to me that want to complain. And for those, I just want to say, really, in all honesty, people do not value something that's given to you. Usually, and I can use like for me, having a car. My dad taught me, if I buy my own first car, I'm going to take better care of it than had he bought a car and given it to me. Maybe you said the same thing to your son.
Yes, I made my sons work for everything. We call it skin in the game. Yes. I think what's wrong with a lot of people today is their expectations, and that if you receive something of value, you should give something of value. That's just common sense to me.
Right.
And to expect it, that because I spent my own $50,000 plus and I traveled around the country and the world to learn this and that, for somehow, just because I know it, I should have to just give it to you, is irresponsible. And it's irresponsible of me just to give it to you without teaching you how to use it. It's like giving you a loaded gun. I can't do that, because this can get you into trouble if you don't know what you're doing. So there has to be this monitored approach where I'm slowly helping you. So one, you don't get yourself in trouble, and you do it correctly, so it will work. It is what it is. And time, yes, is valuable to me, my family, my wife, but it's also valuable to you. It should be valuable. You should learn to, if you learn something of value, to reciprocate value, whether you give it forward or to somebody else or whatever. But I think the world would be a better place if we all took that approach.
No, I 100% agree, my friend. And, I've also nicknamed you. You have a lot of nicknames, Mr. Fix It, because a lot of people have gone the routes of people like David Straits, Anna von Reitz, even Brandon Joe Williams. But what
Yes.
eventually takes place is they make their way to KL and his teaching and your teachings. So, and there's a reason for that. Even if some of these people might give some of the information away for free, but they're not going to talk to you in regards to it beyond that. You're on your own. So that's where you
Uh,
can get lost and do something that maybe isn't correct. And again, I've just had numerous previous students from David Straits a lot, on Rights, and
mhm.
there's others as well, but just those three names, I've had more people reach out to me because they're like, after talking to other people, listening to all the lessons that we've done, some of the videos you've done with Crow 777, have come to the conclusion that this is the right method to go. And I know David Strait doesn't do it for free. I know Anna von Reitz doesn't do it for free. And I know if you do consultations with Brandon Joe Williams, that's not for free either. So people just need to take all that
Right.
in consideration. And that's the last of the rant that I'm going to say with that. The information scrolling across the bottom of the screen is how you can contact me to get one of the Freedom USBs. You can go to ricetvx.com/USB for more information. And I will be updating the video underneath of it. The video underneath says $800 for the second part. Again, that is updated. $500 for the USB to me, and then $1,000 for the second part to KL. Those are the donation processes moving forward. If you're interested in the USB, because all this stuff, if you listen through the 6 lessons previous to this and this, all this adds up to KL's 30 plus years of experience, putting it into a method that's real easy for people to be able to understand if you actually, or comprehend, if you actually take the time to make sure that you comprehend what you're doing. It's not a template system. It's not a cookie cutter system. You're going to have to put in a lot of work. And that's where the USB itself saves KL a lot of time. That's the most important thing, especially for people who do not have a lot of knowledge when it comes to this subject. Some people that might have learned from other people might be coming into this with a little bit more knowledge, but the USB package is a $500 donation. You're going to get the initial student instructions, recommendations, all the private lessons and documents, all the public lessons and documents, and that includes everything from the Odyssey playlist, and that includes what's also on the Rice Against the Grain YouTube playlist. You're going to get the instructions and videos about long and short form birth certificate authentication and the DBA doing business as. There's also information about the how to apply for the passport, which me and KL will be doing a private video in the future in regards to the passport method and some things that he recommends. In addition to with the Freedom USB package, you're going to get added to that private Telegram group. And there's actually two, one that's really organized by subjects and one is kind of more of a free for all. That was the original group, but you'll be added to both. If you're a current or previous KL student and you're not in the group, you can email me at ricemediagroup@protonmail.com and put private Telegram group in the subject line if you want to get added. But there's 175 members already in that group. There's a lot of bonus information. This is everything you need to do before you reach out to KL for the paperwork process for part number 2, which is $1,000 donation. The total cost $1,500, $500 donation for the USB information here. And then at your leisure, when you're ready, part 2, $1,000 donation to KL, and that will get you the paperwork process.